you were originally cast alongside Eric Stoltz, who was Marty McFly. What do you recall the most about that entire process, and specifically Eric's portrayal of Marty?
Well, I had a huge crush on Eric Stoltz, so I was very excited to be working with him. We had had many crossings where we were like maybe going to work together. I think there was a play that we were both really down to the wire on, that we read together for in some theater, some theater, little theater, and I was like so excited about that. There was some other guest starring thing that we might have done together. I mean, it's like our paths kept almost crossing, and so I was very excited because I had a really big crush on him. Um, and I just remember the audition being so nice. Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Bob Zemeckis was really just so really lovely. You know, he was a lovely guy in the room. He made you feel comfortable. He made you feel like you were just there because he wanted you to be there. So I remember that, and I remember and of course, I went and did some publicity shots, and that was fun. And yeah, I remember the day that Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis called me and sent me one of the most beautiful bouquets of flowers I've ever seen. And I was 17 years old, and I was in floods of tears, and couldn't believe it when they were saying that they didn't think that they could have uh, the lead character have a girlfriend that was taller than he was. That they thought that they didn't say this, but I found out from the guy writing the book about Back to the Future that it was the female executives of the time that thought it emasculated their male character to
Hmm.
have a girlfriend taller than them. So when people say like we have come nowhere, we've done nothing, I'm like, wait a second. That was like 1985.
Yeah, in
uh,
the 80s, yeah, yeah.
we've come a long way, baby, because I don't think you'd hear two female executives saying that in 2023. I would be really hard. I think you'd be hard pressed to find two women executives saying that about their male lead, that it emasculated them to have a girlfriend taller than them. I think that is just an absolutely wonderful example of what those female executives had to go through to get to where they got. And they really felt that they were, I mean, talk about Jan, right? That's a Jan move. That was what I was talking
Yeah.
about kind of sort of getting the feminine sort of being put aside so that you can feel more masculine in the masculine workplace. That's a very masculine idea. It's not a feminine idea. It's not an idea that any woman would come up with, right? Because we're all different heights. I mean, sometimes the man's taller than the woman, sometimes the woman's taller than the man, sometimes you're equal, sometimes it's like doesn't matter, right? So anyway, I think it's a really amazing story, and I was really I was really kind of heartened to find out that it was two women, because Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis were both crushed. They hated making that call. I went to lunch with Bob Gale, like, I don't even know, maybe it was like 10 years ago. And we had lunch, and he just was like, I both Bob Zemeckis and I both felt like we really wanted you, and we didn't feel like that was a problem at all. And and it was really sweet. So but yeah, I think you're right. If I had done that, then my path would have been different. I wouldn't have ended up on The Office. Probably I would have done something else. It would have just been it would have been a different road. It would have been a different path. It just would have. I don't know what it would have been, but I think it's great. It's great the way it went.